ओम सहना ववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरांतकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to all. The 11th Jyotirlinga is Rameshwar Jyotirlinga. So, Vaidyanatham Chitabhumau Nagesham Darukavane Setu Bandhetu Ramesham Ghushmesham Cha Shivalaye. So, Rameshwaram is one of the four dhams. The Bada Char Dham is what we say. Chota Char Dham, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Badrinath. That is called Chota Char Dham. Bada Char Dham is Badrinath, then Dwarka, then Rameshwaram, and Puri. That is a big Char Dham. So Rameshwaram is in the four dhams as well as it is a Jyotirlinga also. It is in an island, and this in Tamil Nadu, Ramnathpuram, in that district. So there is an island. Now there is a bridge also that connects that. It is said to be of the shape of a conch, and here Bhagwan, there are two lingas. We will see the legend of each of them. Bhagwan Sri Ram, all of us know, when he was in the search of Mother Sita, then at that point in time, before crossing the ocean, he worshipped Bhagwan Shiva. So that is the context where he made the Parthiva Linga. That story we will see. The shloka here explains about that. सुताम्रपर्णी जलराशि योगे निबध्य सेतुं विशिखैरसंख्यैः श्रीरामचन्द्रेण समर्पितं तं रामेश्वराख्यं नियतं नमामि. The linga that is established by Bhagwan Ram at the Sangam of Tamraparni river as well as the ocean. And Bhagwan created a bridge, Setu, that he has created, Nibadhya Setum. To that Lord Rameshwara, who is established by Bhagwan Ram at the Sangam of this Tamraparni as well as the ocean. The ocean is both, the Ratna Sagar and Hindu Mahasagar. Ratna Sagar is Bay of Bengal, Hindu Mahasagar is the Indian Ocean. So both one finds there. And so that linga is called Rameshwar. And I prostrate to that Lord who is Rameshwara. So here we see that Bhagwan was taking this army of monkeys. 18 Padma Vanar Sena Bhagavan was taking, and he came on the banks, on the shores of the ocean. And there he was wondering, how do we cross this whole ocean? And it is said that this is according to the Shiv Puran. So there will be similar accounts you will find in the Tulsi Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, etc. This is as per Shiv Puran. So in Shiv Puran, it is said that he felt thirsty, and some Vanaras brought water for Bhagwan, and they brought sweet water. Now Bhagwan was very happy and he was about to drink, but then he realized that, oh, I have not done the worship of Bhagwan Shiva today. So he kept that water aside, and he immediately created the Parthiv Linga. So you see, in the stories of Jyotirlingas, many places you see this Parthiv Linga. The devotees have created Parthiv Linga, and Bhagwan manifests in that Parthiv Linga only. So here he created, out of the mud, he created the Parthiv Linga, and he worshipped Bhagwan, and all the 16 upacharas, etc. With that, he offered the worship to Bhagwan, and he did pranam. He sang various stotrams. So that is what he says. It is said here in Shiv Puran, Koti Rudra Samhita, 31st chapter, 21 to 23 shlokas. So here he says beautifully, Ityuktva cha jalam muktam tada raghuvarena cha paschatcha parthiveem pujam chakara raghunandanaha. So he kept aside the water and he created the Parthiv Linga. Avahanadikanshtaiva hyupacharan प्रकल्प्य वै विधिवत् षोडशं प्रीत्या देवमानर्च शंकरम. So Shodasham with 16 items, that's called Shodasha Upachara Puja. So just like any guest is welcomed, a guest is invited first to the house, then when he comes, then you welcome that person, give them a seat, give them water to drink. Like that, we invoke Bhagwan in the linga. So do the dhyanam first, then invoke Bhagwan in the linga, then offer asanam, padyam, arghyam, achamaniyam. So seat to sit, then water to wash the feet, water to wash the hands, water to drink, then give them the bath, then abhisheka, then vastra, then alankar, so gandha, so chandan, kumkum, akshat, then offer a garland. Then one does the archana of 108 names or 1008 names, whatever number one wants. Then one does dhupa, deepa, naivedya. Then mangala nirajanam, mantra pushpam, dakshina, and rajopachar. 16 items in hospitality. So the Shodasha Upachara Puja one does. Now Bhagwan himself has done. Ram Bhagwan has done for Shivji. Invoked the Lord there, did the 16 upacharas. Ranipatai stavai divyahi. He prostrates to Bhagwan. Pradakshina I forgot. After Mangala Nirajanam is Pradakshina, and then comes the mantra pushpam. So here he does pranipata, then chants the divine shlokas, and he pleased Bhagwan Shiva. Prathayamasa sadbhaktya sarama shankaram muda. So Bhagwan also was very happy, Shivji, and Bhagwan manifested there. Now he asks Bhagwan that, oh Lord, you have manifested here, you please help me. And without your blessing, to attain success in this mission that we have taken up is not possible. Ravan is also your devotee, and very difficult to win over him. He has conquered the three worlds, and I am going to fight Ravan. And he is your devotee, and because of boons and blessings from you. He has become powerful, but he misuses his power. And I am your servant here. I am the one who has taken up this mission. I have to cross this ocean and defeat Ravan, bring back Sita. So please be gracious upon me. Now, see, Bhagwan Ram is praying to Shivji, and when again and again he does this worship, Bhagwan manifests. So he is praying, he is singing the stotrams, etc., and then he invokes Bhagwan Shiva. Bhagwan, so he does a Jai Jaikar of Shivji also, and it is said that he, in prayer, he went into meditative state, and after he became focused and very quiet in that meditative state, he came out of it and he started even uh, dancing in front of Bhagwan's linga out of his bhav for Bhagwan Shiva. Now, this is in Shiva Puran. Don't say that, Arey, there Sita ji is suffering and here Bhagwan is dancing. What is this? He is doing that to please Bhagwan Shivji. And that is also for the success of this mission only. And it's not that Shivji will not appear if he doesn't dance. See, in this meditation, when the different bhavs arise, that is called bhav samadhi. Different types of bhavs can arise. Sometimes one may cry, sometimes one may laugh, sometimes one gets up and dances, sometimes the body just keeps moving. One doesn't do this by one's own will. When one drops, one surrenders the ego, different bhavs take up, they come up. Ishwar Ichha, whatever happens, the devotee has surrendered. At that point in time, Bhagavan felt like dancing and he is in that quiet state. That's what the shlokas here they say in this 30 to 34, verses 30 to 34. That's what is said here. Ityevam sacha samprarthya namaskritya punah punah. Again and again he bows down to Bhagavan Shiva's linga. Tada jaya jayetyuchaihi udghoshaihi shankareti cha. And Shankara, Shankara, Jaya Shankara. He keeps doing the udghosh of Bhagavan. And then he becomes single pointed. Mantra dhyana parayanaha. Iti stutvam Shivam tatra mantra dhyana parayanaha. Puna pujam tata kritva swayam agrecha nanartaha. Then after that meditation, he got absorbed in that and he worshipped the Lord. He started dancing in front of Bhagavan. Prema viklinna hridayaha gallanadam yada karot tadacha shankaro devah suprasanno bahuvaha. He is full of devotion for Bhagavan and on the cheeks he hits, makes the sound and chants the name of Bhagavan. Gallanadam karo yada akarot. Then Bhagavan Shiva has become pleased and he comes with his parivar. So Sangaha saparivarascha Jyotirupo Maheshwaraha Yathokta Rupam Amalam Kritva Virabhavad Drutam. So he comes with the parivar, meaning with Mother Parvati and with all the other ganas. He comes there. Mother Parvati is on his left side and all the Parshadas and the Bhutaganas and all of them. Bhagwan takes a Nirmal Roop and manifests there. And he says that Tata Santushta Hridayah Rama Bhaktya Maheshwaraha Shivamastu Varam Bruhi Rameti cha Satada Abravit. Shivamastu, meaning may you attain auspiciousness, may your kalyan happen, and ask a boon. So Bhagavan asks. So when Bhagwan manifested there, so Shivji is very happy. He prostrates to the Lord, and he says that the war that is going to happen with Ravan, in that, please bless me. For that, you please bless me. And so Bhagwan Shivji is very pleased with him, and he says, victory will be yours. So Shivji's blessing he has sought. And Shivji already blessed him, saying that you will be victorious. Now Bhagwan's uh, anugraha and Bhagwan's blessing is not just like that. If he says you will be victorious, means you are victorious. And Bhagwan Ram is very happy. He once again prostrates to the Lord, and he says that if you are really very pleased with me, for the well-being of everyone, you please continue to reside here in the form of the linga. And so when Bhagwan Ram requested the Lord, so the Lord remained there in the form of the Jyotirlinga. And he is known now as Rameshwara. So Rameshwara means what? Two meanings it has. Ramasya Ishwaraha. So Ishwara is one name of Bhagwan Shiva also. And Ishwara also means the Lord or the supreme ruler. So the meaning is one who is the Lord of Bhagwan Ram, meaning the Ishtadevata of Bhagwan Ram is Bhagwan Shiva. And Shivji is worshipped by Bhagwan Ram in his daily puja, in daily sadhana. See, Bhagwan Ram himself has Ishta, one form, and he worships, and daily. So some of the things to learn from this story are what? That Bhagwan himself does Nitya Karma. If you read Valmiki Ramayana, etc., it comes that he does the Gayatri Sandhya Vandan and this Shivji's puja. So Nitya Karma is very important. Daily sadhana has to happen. And one should not think it is some mechanical thing, okay, somehow do it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, finish it. And should never think that, this is puja, this is very gross, this is external, I only do meditation. Bhagwan is doing puja. Bhagwan Ram, even at, and especially at such crucial time when he has to go across, win over Ravan, release Mother Sita, all the more grace is required. More difficult the task to accomplish, more important it is to invoke the grace, anchor in the bhavana of devotion. And see, Bhagwan is Ramji is himself avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu. He could have gone just like that. No, where is the need for him to worship? But this is also the Dharma Samsthapana. So when Bhagwan does Dharma Samsthapana, it does not happen only that he comes down and then he, destroys all the demons. But Dharma Samsthapana happens in so many ways by which Bhagwan demonstrates how does one live Dharma. In that, if you see, this Dharma of a Bhakta, Dharma of a Sadhak comes before everything else. What would one do otherwise in general? Ravan has given an ultimatum, only 1 month, and within that 1 month, if Sita ji does not agree, then Ravan will kill her. All this Hanumanji has come back and told Bhagwan Ram. Urgency is there. Important work has to be done. She is, suffering there in pangs of separation. Bhagwan Ram is suffering here. In that, who is going to sit and think of Bhagwan Shiva and worship? Chalo, first we will go and rescue her because Shiva is there in her heart also. So rescuing her is rescuing Shivji, so that is my worship, so no need to do any worship here. First go, jaldi jaldi, take all the monkeys, build the setu and just go there and release her first. Bhagwan didn't do any of that. Yes, he has love for her, he has pain and he has pangs of separation. He is very eager to release her from there, but not at the cost of leaving the sadhana. You and I, we have little bit of some urgent work and some important meeting and some project to be finished, and first thing that goes out of our schedule is no time for daily puja, no time for this, no time for that sadhana. No, बाद में देखेंगे. This work itself is my worship. See, sometimes that emergency type of situation comes is a different thing, but our mind plays a lot of tricks, and then we put aside the sadhana part, and then what happens? In the pretext of doing some urgent work and all that, and it may be urgent and we may have to do also something, but we come into sometimes this urgency syndrome. Until something is not become urgent, we don't do, and once it becomes urgent, then it throws everything off balance. So procrastination will lead to urgency syndrome. Not planning properly leads to urgency syndrome. Not having a disciplined schedule leads to urgency syndrome. Like that, so many reasons are there. And so when one gets into that, then sadhana goes for a toss. Then one can justify anything, saying that, okay, this itself is my worship and Bhagwan will understand and all that. But you see the story here. In that dire moments there, he says, no, Bhagwan's grace has to be worshipped, invoked first. And he does vidhivat 16 upacharas. He doesn't say, Bhagwan, I am in urgency, pancha upachar, just 5 upacharas you take, okay, today, thank you very much. No, full 16 upacharas he is doing there. This is dharma samsthapana. The sadhak dharma comes first. All the other dharmas are next. Why? Because our sambandh with Bhagwan is shashvat sambandh. It is a permanent sambandh. Our relationship with everybody else is a temporary relationship based on karma. In this life itself, we may or may not be together for whole life. As per karma, we come together and then we depart. But Bhagwan's sambandh with us is eternal, continuous. He is the self in us, aham, 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 that is the Atma. And if I say I am a Jiva, then Ishvara is the one who is in the heart. And it is Ishvara's kripa only this is able to function. And that Ishvara comes with us life after life after life. No, everybody doesn't come. There is no other Jiva who comes with us. As per karma, as and when required, Bhagwan brings us together, but we depart. No one is there with us except the Lord. And that Lord we ignore for temporary relationships. Bhagwan Ram is setting up that example here, saying that what is the priority that we should give to sadhana? See, this story is meant for that. This in all the Valmiki Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, Shiva Puran, elsewhere also, when all this is mentioned, this is Dharma Samsthapana, this is to help us to prioritize. It's not that, okay, Bhagwan Shivji made a linga here, so we go and worship. That is, of course, the manifestation of Bhagwan is there. So we do worship of Bhagwan Rameshwara, sacred place. We go with the bhav. But the indication of Bhagwan, the context in which the Rameshwar linga is made is much more important. That if we derive this understanding that I must worship Bhagwan daily. And Shodashopchar Puja does not take more than maximum 20 minutes. Maximum. I mean, if one wants to do very elaborate, it will go very long also. But with the basic upacharas which one offers, 20 minutes mein aram se one can finish without rushing up too much, without skipping any steps, with all abhisheka, chandan, all alankar, everything. Every day when we do 20 minutes, not more than that. So the idea here is that 20 minutes exclusive time with Bhagwan, and that is for the Lord. Bhakta does it for Bhagwan. Bhakta doesn't want anything out of it. The one may want something out of it, nothing wrong in that. It can become in the sankalpa when one does, one asks whatever one seeks. Otherwise, one says Parameshwara Prityartham, full stop. It is for love of the Lord and for pleasing Bhagwan. Selfless devotee will do that. And there's nothing wrong in asking anything also. Bhagwan is our father, mother, everything. So why not ask anything to him? Ask. But connect to the Lord through the puja. Swamiji, I don't know the puja. We can learn. Last year we did, even this year up to 8th May. Last year August 3rd to this year 8th May we did 1008 Paduka Puja. So many sevaks, they learnt, they went, they did pujas in various houses of devotees, Gurudev's Paduka Puja. And so many, when they learned that they did it, they felt so good, and now it is a simple way in which they can worship in their house also. The process remains the same, only the dhyana shloka and the archana and the arati and some of those things will change. Rest of it the same process. So one can learn and one should learn. No, but what if I am not puja temperament? Then that is up to you. When one wants to do japa, one can do japa. There also a vidhi has to be learned. If one wants to do meditation, do meditation. If one can do all the three, that is ideal. So 20 minutes of puja, 10 minutes of japa, 10 minutes of dhyan, 40 minutes aram se one can do. If you feel that is too much, then do 20 minutes puja one day, 20 minutes dhyan next day, japa next day, 20 minutes dhyan third day, again repeat. It's up to us how we connect to Bhagavan. Puja is the way to train the senses fully to engage with the Lord. To divinize the senses, puja is first step. Ramana Maharshi also gives the same order. Pujanam japas chintanam kramat. The more I worship Bhagwan through the puja, I see the Lord. Then the hands I use to offer flowers, mouth I use to chant, smell is engaged through the agarbatti, the flowers, the ears are engaged through the sounds of chanting. Like that, all the senses, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, prasad one takes after the puja. So all that. So one is engaging all the senses in the puja. And idea here is extroverted our senses are. That senses have to be turned introvert. How? So through the puja that will happen. It is a fantastic exercise in aligning body, mind and intellect. And every day when I see the form, I worship the form. That form will go deep in the mind. That paves way for the next step, that is japa. So in japa, then I can hold the form very clearly in the mind, because every day I worshipped, I have seen the form again and again, the input has gone inside. And to a certain extent, the mind becomes quieter, more sattvic. And then the japa can also happen more easily. Otherwise, the wandering of the mind will be too much, because the mind is fickle. So puja is a very good foundation for the next step, which is japa. So in japa, then we say, like how we have been doing, loud japa, uccha japa, upamshu japa, and manasik japa. So start with loud chanting, then soft chanting, then mental chanting. So again there is a gradation. So when one has done puja, one important step is physical puja is one aspect, then manasik puja is the second step. Then one comes to japa. Bhagwan Shivji could have done manasik puja, but nobody would know. As well as the ideal that he wants to establish, that give priority to your sadhana, daily sadhana, that people would not be able to understand. And also the simplest and the most engaging is the puja. because body, mind, intellect, everything is engaged in puja. In japa, I am sitting quietly, senses are turned within, and then one is doing japa. Not everybody can do. Some people find it difficult to close their eyes and meditate because the mind wanders and they also feel scared. So through puja, one is engaging. There is no fear. In japa or even in dhyan is more subtler. So one may feel difficulty. So then do the puja. From the physical puja, come to Manas puja. From Manas puja, come to loud japa to soft japa to mental japa. And this, when we have done for a long period of time, slowly one gets into the state of meditation. And you see, that's what happened here. If you see what sequence was shown, Shodashopchar Puja, then Jai Shankar, he was chanting the name of Bhagwan, then he went into a state of Dhyan, then Bhav Samadhi. That Shiv Puran has given this full description beautifully. So that's the progress in sadhana also that Bhagwan Ram has demonstrated. Ki this is how you progress in your sadhana. Either you do daily like this, or you do a certain phase that for 1 or 2 years I'm doing daily puja, then I do japa another few years, and then I come into meditative state. Whatever, that depends on us. Or on a daily basis also one can do all the three. Pujanam, japa, chintanam, kramat. So Bhagwan Shiva was worshipped, he is pleased, and he manifested there, and Shivji was requested. So one meaning is Ramasya Ishvaraha, one who is a Lord, one whose Lord is Shiva, whose Ishta is Shiva. And Bhagwan Ram again chose one Ishta. Bhagwan didn't say that I will worship everybody, because there is no everybody, there is only one God, and one form one chooses, and then go deep into that worship of that form. If I have not yet chosen, then I am worshipping different forms, etc. And then I identify that which of the forms attracts me the most, which are the values that I want to imbibe, then choose that one. Does not mean I can't worship anybody else. Now Ganesh Chaturthi will come, we invoke Ganeshji for 5 days, 10 days, worship the Lord. But in the daily sadhana, it is my Ishtadevata only. So Ishtadevata Upasana is not against worshipping other forms. But that is the next step. From many forms, we come to one form. And from one form, to realize our oneness, we go to formless. So Bhagwan Ram chose one Ishta, and Shivji is his Ishta. See, if we go deep into it, there's so many things to learn. Vishnu Bhagwan's Ishta is Shivji. So even when he takes Krishna avatar, he worships Shivji. So the point to understand there is our Ishta remains the same, life after life, till we realize the truth. We don't have to change the Ishta, and that is what will come to us very naturally. That's why some people know very clearly this, my Ishta is this, because some Purva Janma Samskar they have worshipped, and so they are very clear, this is my Ishta, and go deep into the worship of that form. So Ramaha Ishvaraha Yasya. Rameshwar also means this second meaning. Ramaha Ishvaraha Yasya is a second meaning. Is Shivji, whose Ishta is Bhagwan Ram. Ramasya Ishvaraha is the first meaning. One who is the Lord of Bhagwan Ram, meaning Shivji is worshipped by Bhagwan Ram. And Ramaha Ishvaraha Yasya, whose Lord is Ram, is Lord Shiva. So both meanings are indicating Lord Shiva. So Shivji also worships Bhagwan Ram. That you see, it comes in Tulsi Ramayana, etc. And he is so. Now you say, but Bhagwan Ram he took avatar much later. See, Ram is Brahman himself and Vishnu Bhagwan's avatar. So we should not think Bhagwan Ram only as some historical entity. Bhagwan Ram is infinite consciousness. Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dashrathatmaje. That Supreme Brahman indicated by the Vedas has taken form in the home of Dashrath Maharaj as Ram. So Ram is not only the form, Ram is Brahman and Ram is Vishnu avatar also. And so Shivasya Hridayam Vishnu, Vishnu Hridayam Shivaha. In the heart of Vishnu is Bhagwan Shiva, in the heart of Shiva is Bhagwan Vishnu, meaning both are one and the same. There is no difference. Each of them are the Ishta of the other. So no need to fight. So that way Shivalinga is established there. Bhagwan is there in the Jyotirlinga Swarup. And Bhagwan is there to bless the Jiva with Bhukti and Mukti. One tradition is one goes to the north to Kashi, takes Ganga Jal, comes down to the south, does Abhisheka on Rameshwara Linga. And so that is one tradition, and it is said how important is Kashi in the north, so important is Rameshwaram in the south. Meaning Rameshwaram is equated to Kashi in its glory. And there are different tirthas also in Rameshwaram. The water of different tirthas is there, so one goes there and takes a bath in all those different tirthas. And in Tulsi Ramayana also this whole description comes of how Bhagwan Ram established this linga. Je Rameswara darasanu karihahi te tanu taji mama loka sidharihahi jo Ganga jalwani chadhaihi so sa yujya mukti narapaihi. So this glory of this tradition of taking Ganga Jal from Kashi and coming to Rameshwaram and doing the Abhishek, Tulsidas ji also has mentioned, and he says that whoever does this attains the mukti which is Sayujya Mukti. Sayujya Mukti means Jivan Mukti. One attains oneness with the Lord in while living. In some places it is said Sayujya Mukti is after you drop the body, then you become one with the Lord. So in some contexts it is said that Jivan Mukti is while living here and now. Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, Sayujya. And Sadyojata. Sadyojata is called Jivan Mukti there in that tradition of describing Mukti in this 5 ways. So Sayujya Mukti one attains. Hoya Kamajo Chalataji Seihi Bhagati Moritehi Sankara Deihi. So whoever worships the Lord with selflessness, they will get more and more Ram Bhakti. So when we worship Rameshwara Linga, we develop more Ram Bhakti also. Mama Krita Setu jo darasanu karhi, so binu shrama bhavasagar tarhi. And one who sees the Ram Setu will also go across the Bhavasagar. So this is the description given here. And there is another legend also that we will see tomorrow. One more story connected to Rameshwara Linga. That story we will take up tomorrow. So this what we spoke is from Shiva Puran. The other story is from Skanda Puran. That we take up tomorrow. Today we will worship. So the linga established by Bhagwan. I'm just sharing that picture. So this is the linga.